Everyone, happy Monday. So we started out our day with our calendar like we always do. So in your big blue bag, you had a bright yellow folder. And in there was your own calendar. Your days are blank boxes. Mine have the trace numbers. Yours are blank boxes. So we went ahead and we went and wrote our numbers for every day of August that we've had so far, because today is Monday, August 10th. We went all the way up to Monday, August 10th. We started with Friday, August 1st. Then we went to the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then you can put this back in your yellow folder because we're going to use it every day. After we did that, I went over some letter sounds. You have to practice your letter sounds. That way you become a great reader and great writer. First, we started with the letter M. The word map starts with the letter M. Map. M makes the M sound. The letter S, like in sun, makes the S sound. S makes the S sound. M makes the M sound. S makes the S sound. After we went over our letter sounds, we grabbed our Your Turn book. It's a big workbook that's in your blue bag. We grabbed Your Turn practice book. And we did our very first workbook page. Maybe I should show you on the workbook so you don't get confused. So I opened up the workbook. I have mine printed out, that's why. It's easier for me that way. Your workbook page. And we did the activities on the first page that have to do with the letters M and S. So the directions say each picture name. Write an M below the picture if its name begins like map. Write S if it begins like sun. So you look at the pictures, do the first one. Am I going to write an M or an S below a broom? Broom. Broom ends with an sound. So I'm going to write the letter M under the broom. And then I go through and do it for sink. Sink. Am I going to write the letter M or S under sink? Is it making a or a S? An like an M in sink? Or an S like an S in sink? I hear S in sink. So I'm going to write the letter S. You go through every picture. So we have a broom, sink, mouse, 7, moon. This last one here is sand. Sand. This bottom part's a little bit tricky. You say each picture name, then write an M below if the picture if its name ends like jam. So these ones started with an or a S. These are going to end. So, I guess broom didn't. Broom. Does that end with a an M? Broom. It does. So write the letter M. Now see if hat. Do you hear an at the end of hat? I don't know. And then drum. Do you hear an at the end of drum? We'll see. Do those on your own. And then I showed the letter A. The letter A, like in the word apple, sounds like apple. A sounds like like an apple. Then we went in our Your Turn book again. And we just turn the page to the back side, and you had a whole worksheet for the letter A. You write an A under each picture that starts with the ah or eh sound, ah, like alligator, alligator. So you write an A. Not all of them are going to start with the ah sound. The bottom part, you fill in the word with the A where it belongs, and then you read it. What's this a picture of? What's this a picture of? Don't forget to write your A's. And then I reviewed. I went through and I wrote a letter. I wrote a letter M, and I said, what does M sound like? I wrote an S. What does S sound like? S. Does A sound like ah? And then I tricked. We went s, ah, ah. And then I showed, let me write it again, that all the letters have sounds. And those letters, if you put them together, can make words. So if we sounded out this word, am, like I am Mrs. Kennedy. And we can add another one of our letters that we learned today. At the very beginning, we can sound it out. Sam. That's the name, Sam. Okay. And then we went through our sight words for today, which were like, to, do, you, and I. So go through those. Like, to, do, you, and I. Go through those. Make sure you know those. And then we went back in our Your Turn workbook, and we did the very next page with the pictures. This is supposed to be a book, but I don't want to cut it out, so we did something a little different. We came up with our own question. We shared some things that we like to do, and then we asked the question, what do you like to do? So we wrote our question on that first box. What? We started our sentence with a capital letter. What? Oh, here's a lot of words that we should know, our high frequency words. Do you like to do question marks? We're asking a question. What do you like to do? We shared what we like to do, and then we read the story. I like to swim. And then if you turn your workbook page over, on the back side there are more. I like to read. I like to paint. Make sure you're thinking about what you like to do. So that was to practice our high frequency words. Then I played a counting video where we got up and we moved and we grouped as we counted to 100. And then we did our Zoom activity packet, which was in our yellow folder again, our handy dandy yellow folder. If you open it up, all your Zoom packets are in there. So we grabbed out our Monday packet and we did counting. We drew dots. We drew the same number of dots that it tells us to each circle. So this circle has the number 12. So I drew 12 dots. This circle has the number 22. So I drew 22 dots. And I did that for every number. Make sure you know what your numbers are. Like this one's a big number. A 4 and an 8 make 48. That's a big number. Make sure you can count all the way up. And then, I skipped over. We did our capital letters. Remember I mentioned in our question, we started our sentence with a capital letter. What do you like to do? So in our Zoom packet, there was this page, the capitals page. I went ahead and I cut off all the letters on the side and I cut them out. And then I put them on the sentences that they belong to. Make sure you can read each sentence. That's a really good way to practice your reading. Each sentence needs to start with a capital letter. So we put them in the right spot. And then I talked about what to do for independent work. Oh, no, I didn't. We also did this page in our workbook, the SS5, where we practice writing our MSA and writing a sentence. And then I went over on the front of the Zoom packet. Every single day it tells you what your independent and your homework both are. So first you need to log on to Lexia and do one circle. I sent your login and username information attached to a piece of paper of how to log in to Lexia. That's in your blue bag. And I'll email again, but I emailed a how-to video of where to go to log on and then what Lexia looks like and what I mean by a circle. So we're going to do Lexia. You're going to finish any unfinished pages in each packet each day. So we did our capital letters and our math. And then if you keep flipping in the Monday packet, there's a sound sort. Do the sound sort. And there's a write it or read it, trace it, write it. Make sure you do this page. Make sure you notice that this says write a sentence. So write I like, trace it, and then write what you like and draw it. You may color it. Okay. You do Lexia, you do those 2 pages in your independent Zoom activity packet. And then for homework, practice your high frequency words, which are in this packet here. That's in your blue bag. Go at your own rate, but these are all the words you'll need to know for first grade. So this week, they're kind of all mixed around. You'll see like I and like are here. Do is on the first page. So the words that we're going to be doing, the first couple weeks are all kind of scattered around, but just make sure that you know all of them. And then to read for 10 to 15 minutes, like always. I lowered it a little to 10 to 15 minutes because there is time to practice high frequency words and there's a little bit more independent work. And then I think that was it. I explained a little bit my calendar. You can find this in the backpack. Under class link, go to backpack, and then there's a calendar icon. Click on the calendar icon, and you'll see this, but it'll be the nice, pretty colored version. I am doing reading assessments this week, starting tomorrow. You'll look for your child's name. They'll just log on to our regular Zoom link at whatever time they're supposed to be on. So for tomorrow, we have Maya at 11:35, Dylan at noon, and Noelle at 12:20. So I think that was it for the day. Today was a longer day. We are Zooming for a longer amount of time. And after testing, we'll start our small reading groups. So I'm going to be testing these next 2 weeks. So again, if you don't see your child's name on this week's calendar, they'll be on for next week. I'm going to do just a couple students each day. And then that'll show me which reading group to place them in. Okay, this video is long enough. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.